Yeah, hello. Welcome back to this new series to cover the project management body of knowledge version 6. The first chapter of the project management body of knowledge version 6 comprises of the basic definitions like what is a project, what is a program, what is a portfolio, what is PMO, roles and responsibilities of the project manager, different organizational structures, and the power equations of the project manager. It goes like that. So I'll be coming out with a series of videos which will cover the 49 processes of project management body of knowledge grouped into 5 process groups and 10 knowledge areas. Before starting the video, if you are a keen learner, it is better to please do have a writing pad and a pen ready, and because you may have some assignments, small exercises coming in, which will ensure that the learning happens. Wish you all the best. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe so that you will not miss out on any new videos which I intend to release regularly. Let us go back to the slides. So whatever we discuss hereafter will be based on the project management body of knowledge version 6, which is the de facto standard for project management released by the Project Management Institute USA. As discussed before, we have 49 processes we have 49 processes grouped into 10 knowledge areas and 5 process group. That means every process is linked to one knowledge area and it is linked to one process group. So it is more of a two-dimensional array. So if you take develop project charter, which is a process, it comes under project integration management knowledge area, and it comes under initiation process group. So every process is linked to one knowledge area and one process group. Here we have the 10 knowledge areas like integration management, scope management, schedule management, cost management, quality management, resource management, communications management, risk management, procurement management, and stakeholder management. I'll repeat: integration management, scope management, schedule management, cost management, quality management, resource management, communications management, risk management, procurement management, and stakeholder management. Now here there is a small exercise for you. So there is a small exercise for you. Please take a sheet of paper and try to write down these 10 knowledge areas without referring to any document. So maybe once again I'll repeat, the 10 knowledge areas are integration management, scope management, schedule management, cost management, quality management, resource management, communications management, risk management, procurement management, and stakeholder management. Now pause this video and without referring to this particular screen, write down the 10 knowledge areas on a sheet of paper and then just check how much you could recollect. And we have the 5 process groups of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. So initiation has a set of processes like uh, develop project charter and identify stakeholders. Then we get into planning process group. So it starts with a develop project management plan, collect requirements, define scope, decompose the scope into a work breakdown structure, then decompose the work breakdown structure into activities and sequence them. So it gets into the nitty-gritties of planning. Then we get into execution, which is nothing but the implementation of the plan. And while doing all these things, we'll be performing the monitoring and controlling part of the project. And at the end of every phase, which include the completion of the project, we'll have formal closing of that particular phase and handover, takeover, those kind of thing. So as discussed before, the 49 processes are grouped into the 5 process groups of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing, and to the 10 knowledge areas which we discussed in the previous slide. So under initiation process group, we have develop project charter and identify stakeholders. Then comes the planning process group, where we have develop project management plan, plan scope management, collect requirements, define scope, create work breakdown structure, plan schedule management, define activities, sequence activities, estimate activity durations, develop schedule, plan cost management, estimate costs, determine budgets, plan quality management, plan resource management, estimate activity resources, plan communications management, plan risk management, perform qualitative risk analysis, perform quantitative risk analysis, plan risk responses, plan procurement management, and plan stakeholder engagement. So planning process group is the biggest one. It has the maximum number of processes. And execution is nothing but implementation of the plan or executing the project as per the plan. So here we have direct and manage project work, manage project knowledge, manage quality, acquire resources, develop team, manage communications, implement risk responses, conduct procurements, and manage stakeholder engagement. Then monitoring and controlling process group. Here, the most important one is the earn value management. Earn value management (EVM), which I'll explain in detail as we proceed. Under monitoring and controlling, we have monitor and the processes like monitor and control project work, perform integrated change control, validate scope, control schedule, control cost, control quality, control resources, monitor communications, monitor risks, control procurements, and monitor stakeholder engagement. There is no need to by heart these things. Uh, at the end of this course, I'm sure that you will be able to logically reason it out. The purpose of these videos are to make you familiar with these things. At the same time, I don't expect you to by heart these things because we are going to go through each of these processes in detail, and at that time your familiarity will increase and automatically you'll be able to reason it out. So at this point in time of our course, don't try to by heart things. Try to understand things, uh, get familiarized with the concepts. So we discussed about the structure of PMbok version 6. We said there are 49 processes grouped into 5 process groups of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling and closing. And we said the same set of 49 processes are grouped into uh, the 10 knowledge areas. And then I took you through the distribution of these processes under different process groups of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling and closing. The project management body of knowledge is organized knowledge area wise, and our course will go by uh, the process group wise. The last one in the process groups is the closing process group. It has only one process, that is the close project or phase. At the end of every phase of the project, we have to formally close that phase and hand over, and a formal handover and takeover happens. Of the deliverables happens between the stakeholders, and a formal closing happens at the end of the project as well. At that time, we hand over the product to the customer. Now we have some basic definitions like what is a project. A project is a temporary endeavor which delivers unique product or services as an output. And every project has a definite beginning and end. And the outcome of a project can be tangible or intangible, performed by people. So, projects are temporary in nature. That means every project has a start date and end date. Upon completion of the project, the team is dismantled. And every project delivers a unique product or service as an output. Designing a car is a project, whereas manufacturing the car is an operation. Maybe recording this video a set of videos is a project for me, but playing it again and again, that becomes an operation. And as discussed, projects have definite beginning and end. The outcome of a project can be tangible or intangible. An awareness program, the output, it can be a project, building awareness about waste disposal can be a project, but then the output may not be that tangible because we cannot measure it. Whereas construction of a building, the output is very tangible. And projects are always performed by people. So once the piece of work you have at hand satisfies these conditions, then whatever we are going to discuss, that will be applicable. Again, please pause this video, get back to your writing pad, and write down the attributes of a project. Temporary, unique product or service, definite beginning and end. Output can be tangible or intangible, and projects are performed by people. So on a sheet of paper, without referring to anything, write down these things and then verify how much you could retain, how much knowledge you could retain. So what is an operation? Operations are ongoing in nature, produces standard outputs. As discussed before, designing a new car is a project, and once the car is designed, then it gets handed over to the production, and shift after shift they manufacture it. So manufacturing a car is an operation, whereas designing a car is a project. And projects and strategic planning. So this video, I'll continue. Let us stop at this point. And projects and strategic planning, I'll come out with a separate video. Soon, I mean, most probably the next day itself. So let us summarize now. We are in the first video of a new series covering project management body of knowledge version 6, and we saw the structure of the project management body of knowledge version 6, which comprises of 10 knowledge areas, 5 process groups, and 49 processes grouped into these 10 knowledge areas and 5 process groups. And we discussed about the characteristics of a project, and we saw the distribution of the processes into the 5 process groups of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. I trust this video has added some value to you. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe now. I am planning with a series of video lessons to cover PMbok version 6. And my view is the knowledge should come free of cost. And if you want a certificate from us, for that alone, you subscribe to the course. But if you want to learn, just learn. That's it. You don't collect any money for the learning part of it. And weekly, we'll have go-to meetings where you can participate. I'll be announcing those schedules. And whatever comments you have or the questions you have about these videos, please do post them as comments under the video, and I'll answer them as fast as I can. And wish you happy learning and a happy day.